Hey everybody, it's Felicia Stitzel with Vintage Vine Marketing and welcome to today's Wine Wednesday. So today we're going to be talking about wine clubs. Now, I have been a part of multitudes of wine clubs and I have to say that I've had a lot of different experiences with all of them. I've also had the experience of managing and building a wine club for a few wineries now, and I've seen what works, what doesn't work, and how wine clubs should always be evolving, growing, learning. So that's what I'm going to be talking with you today, is how to incentivize and how to grow your wine club for your winery. So despite popular belief that I have seen firsthand, some winery owners believe is that wine club members are only about sniffing out the biggest discount. Now, that might be true to an extent. I know personally, being a wine club member to a few clubs is, it's nice to have that additional discount. It's nice to be appreciated as a customer and as a club member. So being offered that discount is always appreciated, but it's not entirely necessary. Now, one of the clubs I'm a part of, this club has multiple different tiers of memberships. And I'm kind of at the middle level, so I know that I could definitely go up if my budget would allow, but I also can go down. And what's really nice and something that I appreciate is that I can change my level of membership at any time. So that's going to lead into my first topic of discussion, which is how to offer almost free shipping for higher tiered members. So wineries who have this tier system in place, this is something that's really going to hit home with you guys, because the lower membership tiers who have 2 bottles every installment, shipping isn't going to cost you very much for 2 bottles, so long as it's in the continental United States. Working with them might not pay off in the long run. Whereas on your other side of the scale, the higher tier memberships where they're getting 6 bottles or 8 bottles every shipment, they are buying more in your cost of wine. So it's actually better to incentivize them, because they are buying more wine, to lower their shipping cost. There is a multitude of different ways that you can save money in shipping costs, but it looks like you're appreciating and incentivizing your customers to go with the higher tiered membership. Forbes did a study 2 years ago saying that most wine club members stay for a duration in the club between 24 and 28 months. But how do you turn them into a lifelong customer? This is going to be one way that's going to incentivize them, because they are seeing that consistently you are appreciating them for staying long term. Now, my second tip of the day is going to be special events. Now, we all know that when people are signing up for their wine club, that they see this whole long list of things that they are going to be able to be a part of as a wine club member. Now, the problem is that with some of these, like special events, your wine club members are across the country. So what do you do for them to make sure that they are still being appreciated on the other side of the country, but they are also being able to participate? Because participation is key. Because participation leads into sales, which leads into sharing their experience, which leads into more members signing up for your club. Now, I have done an extensive amount of research, both in field with working with these wine clubs, and also getting a couple tips from professionals of much higher caliber than myself. And one thing that they all pointed out was you need to do member-specific events, because it's a whole new world out there. You don't have to just be present physically at your winery to participate in some of these events. Set up an online event. Something like an online party where everybody can join in and there's discounts available and special offers. There is limited release bottles that are only going to be sold during this event. The opportunities are completely endless. It is only capped by your imagination on the opportunities that you have for these kinds of events. You don't want to bash the traditional events either. You want to still hold and participate in a lot of events specifically for your wine club members. And that's because wine club members, they don't just join a wine club for the discounts. They want to have a sense of community. They want to hear the special notes that went into each bottle from the winemaker. They want to know what's going on. I actually was a part of a wine club who every time they sent out an installment, they actually had a playlist of all the different songs that were playing in the cellar while the wine was being aged. So it's like the songs your wine listened to before showing up at your doorstep. You know, fun things like that, things that make you unique. So my third tip is let your customers design their own wine cases. Always give them the chance to make it personal. Just as much as being a part of a community is a high selling point, being able to customize and personalize their shipments is also going to be a major selling point. For one of the wine clubs that I'm a part of is I have tried hundreds of different wines now. There are some of them that when I get done tasting the bottle, it's like, you know, this was a great wine, but I probably wouldn't want to buy it again. I want to try something new. So I go online, which is an option that this particular wine club has, and I tell them this was a great wine, but not for me. When managing a club, I was able to receive a lot of notes back and forth with our club members. If you are to allow your club members to personalize their shipments, make sure that you are very, very well organized. Because if you are not well organized, this is going to become a nightmare. Every quarter, you are going to dread putting your club shipment together. But like I said, having this personal attention to detail for your customers is going to pay out massively in the long run. My last tip and my final summary is if you base your club upon customer loyalty, your club is going to grow naturally. The possibilities are absolutely endless. Once again, it is only your imagination that is going to stop you from growing your wine club to being a huge profit for you and your winery. Thank you for tuning in for this week's Wine Wednesday. Tune in next week for more tips and tricks of the trade.